What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Tunnel Vision. We back, man. So Eddie Hearn's getting all up in other people's businesses again. Um, Eddie Hearn comes out and he's talking about the promotion for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Talking about how he doesn't understand how they're not having a press conference, and it doesn't matter how much money it is. They should just go ahead and spend the money and hit up these different spots, and that they're doing this lazily. It's just weird and interesting to me. It's like that someone on his level is telling two people where, when you look at all the top pay-per-views ever sold in the history of mankind, and the money generated, is pretty much all top ranking Al Heyman fights. Pretty much with a sprinkle of Don King. But pretty much everything is all Bob Arum and Top Rank. I mean Bob Arum and PBC or Al Heyman. So, it's just that's just kind of weird to me. I mean, do they need a press conference? If they had more time, it would be nice to have one, but no, it's not necessary. The fight's in February. It's on the 22nd. It's not a lot of time. These guys got to get in there and they got to start training. And they got to get ready for their matches. Deontay Wilder was supposed to be at a couple of events, but he's sick right now, so he couldn't do it. But Tyson Fury was able to, so he went ahead and did that. You got two platforms, two huge sports platforms. Huge platforms. You look at somebody like ESPN. This is like the sports network when it comes to the United States. They have multiple shows that they have on during the year on a daily basis that they're going to be able to promote this particular fight. Multiple shows. There's multiple shows they're going to be able to do it. They're going to be at multiple shows where you can, actually put these fighters on it without them actually having to travel to the studios. When they put the little light thing, whatever, they're showing you off the screen to the side. They can do a whole bunch of those. When it comes to Fox, they also have a lot of shows. They do big things when it comes to promoting boxing. They have a lot of shoulder shows that they do when it comes to it. They actually have PBC has its own show on Fox, where they're able to promote their shows. Fox is also very great when it comes to promoting things online. When it comes to like their YouTube channels and the social media, they're very great when it comes to that. This is not a closed app. This is not a zone where, it's not readily available to people. That's not what this particular situation is. Regular fights that they put on Fox consistently do 1.6, 1.7, 2 million, 2.2, 2.4, 2.6 million views. It's not like a big thing. Supposedly, Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua did 1.6 million worldwide, through all their platforms, and that's supposed to be a big thing. So it's a completely different type of situation. The fact that you have these two major networks, and the fact that you have a lot of time. You're talking about 7-8 weeks of being able to actually promote these particular fights. You got the Super Bowl coming up. You're gonna see a lot of promotion when it comes to that. The NBA basketball games that are coming up. You're gonna see promotion when it comes to that. The college basketball games, men's basketball, women's basketball. You're gonna see that coming up. The bowl season. When the two top college football teams play against each other. You're gonna see promotions then too. So there's a lot of different. They have a lot of available to them when it comes to promoting this fight without these two fighters having to actually be, near each other at all. There's gonna be complete shows, where they're showing about what's going on with Tyson Fury, his journey, things of that nature. Shoulder programs. They're gonna do a bunch of them, not only on ESPN, but on Fox as well. So something like a tour for this particular fight, it's a luxury. It's something that's a luxury, but it's not something that's necessary. It's a luxury. It's not necessary. And then when fight week also comes along, that's going to be huge. That's going to be absolutely huge. So you can call it lazy. You can call whatever you want to call it when you actually look at, everything that's there when it pertains to that fight. It has to be no. And you see the ticket sales, the fight's selling a lot of tickets. Is it, quote, almost sold out? I don't know if it's, quote, almost sold out, because I know secondary markets also did purchase the tickets, and I think some, few tickets will probably keep popping up here and there. But for the most part, yeah, they're pretty much, for the most part, going to be sold out. There's going to be, scattered tickets here and there that's going to be available for purchase. So you're talking about two companies that know what they're doing. You're talking about two entities that have done big events over and over and over and over and over again. You know, and Eddie, like we're talking about the creme de la creme of shows, and Eddie Hearn has never been a part of anything to those levels. This is a small fight for them. This is not a big fight. Even the other fights that they've been doing, Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman, Earl Spence versus versus Mikey Garcia versus Sean Porter. These are all small shows. These are all small shows. Anything that's doing $1 million, 400,000, 500,000, 1 million, 1.5 million, those are all right shows. These are guys that have done pay-per-views that have sold 4 million, 3 million, 2+ million, 2+ million. They know what they're doing when it comes to this, especially when you see someone like Al Heyman. Manny Pacquiao was just off of Fox. I mean, he was just off of pay-per-view. He was just off of pay-per-view on he gets signed by Fox, he gets signed by PBC, gets signed by Al Heyman, right back on pay-per-view and doing numbers. So they know what they're doing. ESPN is great at promoting. They just don't care about boxing. When you see the way that they're promoting, what's it called? UFC, they clearly know how to promote. They just choose not to do so for whatever reason when it comes to boxing. But when it comes to a partnership like this, yeah, they're going to make sure that they do what is their due diligence, do what's necessary to push this fight. There's not going to be a thing where they're complaining like, hey, how come you're not showing this? And how come you're not doing this? And how come you're not promoting this? No. The fights are going to be promoted. So when it comes to things of this nature, Eddie should probably take a step back. These guys, when you see the past and you see what they've done, they clearly know what they're doing. But, in the next couple of weeks, we'll see what happens in the fight of 2020. This is going to be the fight of 2020, and I don't see any other fight being on this level of this fight unless they do a Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence fight. That fight would be on this level or not surpass the level of this particular fight. But it is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out. Eddie, mind your business. Focus on your fights. Focus on your fighters. And focus on what you're doing. And wear all those DAZN viewerships as well. It's easy to talk when your numbers aren't out there. But it is what it is. I'm out.